Welcome. I am N.S. Lavanya, Assistant Professor, Department of English, KCS Kasinadar College of Arts and Science. In this video, I teach you about dynamic equivalence. In the previous video, we saw formal equivalence. Let's have a look at this equivalence. In Toward a Science of Translating, Nida first put forward the principle of dynamic equivalence. He defines it as the relationship between receptor and message should be substantially the same as that which existed between the original receptors and the message. Following this principle, he defines dynamic equivalence translation as the closest natural equivalent of the source language message. The essential features are equivalent, which points toward the source language message; natural, which points toward the receptor language; closest, which binds the two orientations together on the basis of the highest degree of approximation. All these points aim at arousing similar response between the source text readers and the target text readers. Nida considered dynamic equivalence as the best. The translator must aim primarily at conveying the meaning of the original text, and to do anything else is essentially wrong to his task as a translator. Because translation is basically a kind of communication. A dynamic equivalence in translation is directed primarily toward the similarity of response. The translation must be natural, for it is of great importance to arouse in the target readers a response similar to that of the original readers. To be natural, the equivalent forms should not be foreign, either in terms of form or in terms of meaning. Nida stresses that naturalness in a dynamic equivalence translation must fit these three aspects: the receptor language and culture as a whole, the context of the particular message, and the receptor language audience. The total impact of a translation may be reasonably close to the original. There can be no identity in detail. Equivalence in translation is just a kind of approximation, not absolute identity. No two languages are identical either in the meanings given to corresponding symbols or in the ways in which such symbols are arranged in phrases and sentences. It naturally results in the possibility to establish equivalence between the source text and the target text on various degrees or in different aspects. Translation, in essence, is a kind of communication. Its main task is to let the target reader understand the meaning of the original text. Whether a translation is good or not depends largely on whether the target reader understands the original message adequately. In a sense, the principle of dynamic equivalence may serve as an effective means to turn aside the debate. Since it focuses on the similar response, any kind of translation, either literal or free, is adequate so long as it can arouse a similar response. Thus, the debate over literal translation versus free translation tends to be useless, and the choice between them depends on which can better bring about the closest natural equivalent and elicit substantially the same response. Thanks for watching. We meet again in the next video.